Good day. Welcome to the first episode of PodCastberaden, Vastberaden's very own podcast that we are going to use to inform you on all things training, lifestyle, and nutrition. And because we're in this very specific situation right now, we wanted to do the first episode about the coronavirus and the quarantine. And therefore, we invited a very special guest, and I'm very happy he's here. It's our very own Dr. Thymme. Welcome.
Hi, Vincent. And hi, everybody.
Hey, Thymme, for the people who might only know you without a shirt, dripping in sweat, throwing around massive barbells, can you give a short introduction about yourself?
Of course. I'm Thymme, and as Vincent already told you, I'm a medical doctor. I graduated almost 3 years ago now. Time flies. And in the meanwhile, I've been busy, and right now I'm in training to become a military doctor, which means that I'm kind of a GP and how do you call it, emergency doctor for the Dutch armed forces. So that's what I've been up to now. Fun fact is that at the beginning of this corona outbreak, I was having a tropical tropical disease course at the AMC here in Amsterdam, and we were talking a lot about infectious diseases like the coronaviruses, but also malaria and other diseases. So while I was learning a lot about it, and the course got cancelled because of corona, and we had to do it online, and so that's who I am.
Okay, cool. Well, it's already the word of 2020, a virus. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about what a virus is.
There's always patients often have the question, what's the difference between a virus and a bacteria, and what's the remedy, the treatment? So first things first, our body, a virus is a part of genetic information. And it's packed in a sort of small envelope, and that genetic material can enter our body through the airway or other holes in the body, and then it can incorporate itself in our cells, and which often leads to illness and other complaints. And the big difference in a bacteria is that a bacteria is actually a living organism. So it's more cells, and it's actually a really small organism, a little animal, which creeps into our body and makes us sick, but also does good. Both actually, viruses and bacteria can do good stuff for our bodies too. For example, the digestive system relies for a big part on bacteria. So it's not always bad, but in this case, coronavirus, it's a very bad one. Yeah, and there are very different types of viruses, and a coronavirus is like a name for a group of viruses. But you also have the influenza virus, which you all know in December and January we all got the flu, and that's an influenza virus. And you got dozens of other viral families. And corona is one of them.
Okay, So what you're saying is that a bacteria is actually like a small animal, a little creature, and a virus is more like a small entity. It's not a living thing.
Yeah, yeah, it's yeah, it's quite complicated. It's
Yeah.
it's yeah, to be very precise, it's RNA, RNA,
RNA,
which
yeah.
is the opposite of DNA. And we all know DNA as the barcode, the container of all the info that makes us who we are,
Mm-hmm.
and the genes that make our hair brown, the color of our skin, or the form of our bodies, or the eye color. That's all genetic information based on the DNA. And RNA is like the opposite. It's like the negative version of it, the negative copy. But let's keep it
Let's
there.
cut it
Let's
right
keep it.
there.
Let's get
Yes,
before this gets way too complicated.
way
Yeah,
too complicated. But what you mentioned before is that, and what I also can imagine, the treatment between viruses and bacteria are very, very different. And that might also explain why we're in this whole situation.
yeah, because well, for bacteria, the treatment is often very, very easy. Was always easy because since World War II, we have penicillin and other antibacterial treatment like antibiotics. But unfortunately, for a virus, there is very few to little good medicine. The only one that are existing are the treatment for AIDS, which also is a virus. And another one is for herpes, like the
Mm-hmm.
blister on the mouth. We all know. You have also therefore there are medications,
The
but
vaccines
both.
for the child diseases, does that fall under
Um,
the same category?
no, not exactly, because a vaccine is more like it's dead or weakened um, viral load or
Mm-hmm.
bacteria, which
Mm-hmm.
you inject into the body, and the body recognizes them as a bad virus or a bad bacteria, and they start to make antibodies and start the immune reaction to it. Because it's such little, and most of the times it's mostly dead or weakened. There is almost no chance that you can get ill from a vaccine. So no, a vaccine is not directly a treatment, but more like um, um, giving the body
A
giving the
head
body
start.
a head start. Yeah,
Yeah, so everybody's hoping for a vaccine between now and very, very fast.
and
But
very soon, tomorrow. Yeah,
yeah, tomorrow if
preferably.
possible. But most experts seem to have their hopes on antiviral medication, such as there's also for AIDS and herpes.
Yeah.
But that takes a very long time to develop, right?
Yeah, and as I said before, there are already some medicine on the world right now and available, but they haven't shown that good results for treating corona disease right now. Um, and if you want to make a new medication, that mostly takes years of testing and developing and getting it all approved, and because you also want to know long-term results of medication, and also long-term negative side effects. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
development of medication isn't an easy thing that happens in a year. It takes way more time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they say under pressure everything becomes fluid, but especially with
Yeah.
yeah, keeping in mind that there can also be long-term side effects. You might not want to rush into treating the entire global population with something that has gone
Yeah.
through such processes too fast. So,
No, exactly.
so for something like that, we'll just have to wait. It's not in our hands anyway. What we can do, of course, is practice social distancing and practice good hygiene, washing your hands,
Yes.
everything the government asks us to do. Um, what can you do as an individual to optimize your immune system and hopefully, you know, have yeah, I don't know, like save, save, save yourself from an infection, or if you do get infected, maybe get out of it with as
Yeah.
little trouble as possible.
Yeah. Well, to answer that question, let's start with the most basic rule is, and it's quite similar as your mom always taught you when you were a child. Like go to bed early, eat your vegetables and fruits, and and wash your hands, and wear clean underwear every day. Well, that last one I don't know, but
That's for that
but the
herpes bit.
but the first two are quite important, especially um, sleep is very important for the body, to get your hours of sleep to recover your whole body, and all the systems that are happening all day, and digestion, but also your immune system, are comparable factories, and factories need to get maintained, and or maintenance, and etc. So sleep is very important. So don't get a lack of your sleep in these times. And as I also said, is a diet which contains a lot of fruits and vegetables. I think that's also very important to get enough vitamins and minerals into the body, that will help you um, uh, to help to have enough building blocks for your cells, for your immune cells, but also your every cell in your body counts and is working. So I think those two are the most important. Well, yeah, and hygiene is um, well very important. So yeah, wash your hands, and don't
Sneezing your
touch your
elbows.
face all the time, and
Yeah.
not shake hands with um, people now, and wash your
Coronavirus
hands after
made me
groceries. Yeah,
aware that I'm apparently obsessed with touching my face.
yeah, that's funny, huh? Yeah, that's pretty funny. That every time I touch my face, there's a small voice inside my head that's saying,
Don't
"You're
touch your
touching your face again."
face.
It's like,
See, there you go again.
yeah,
And
yeah, there
yeah,
I go.
there you
Yeah, thank you.
go. You cannot think about not touching your face without touching your face. I think that's what we that's what we all learned
That,
from this. So what you're saying is the body's a bit like a factory, and if you
mhm.
sleep enough, you have time to do maintenance on the factory, so it keeps you up and running. And
Yeah,
a good nutrition with lots of vitamins and minerals are like the oil to keep all those systems running smoothly and
yeah,
optimized.
yeah.
Uh, so
Oil and fuel. Yeah.
so I mean, how, how much sleep is enough? I can never get enough
Yeah.
personally, but
Um, it's quite individual uh, based, because some people can go and become 90 in good health with only 4 to 5 hours of sleep a day. But I think those are um, a small individuals, a small group of individuals that can do that. And I think that for an average adult, which plays sports and has a quite normal lifestyle, I think that between 7 and 8 hours a night is should be sufficient. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Um, so yeah, really quick, couple things I think you can do to optimize your sleep are don't drink caffeine late in the day,
Yeah,
preferably
preferably not after 3.
not after 3. Yes, there
Yeah.
you go. No screen time just before bed.
Mm-hmm.
Your bedroom should preferably be dark and cool.
Yes, and without screen.
And without a screen, yes.
Yeah.
Also, a bedroom people without a screen in their bedroom have up to 30% more sex. So there you go. This
That's
ditch the
also
screens,
a good,
kids.
yeah. Throw them
um,
out.
and oh, what about alcohol and sleep?
Yeah, that's also quite good to know, because touching my face again, because many people think, oh, when I drink 1 or 2 or even 5 drinks, I'll sleep like an ox. And, you can put a car or a big engine next to me and I'll sleep right through it. But I have the best sleeps when I have had a drink or a couple. But actually, it is scientifically proven that your sleep and then especially the different phases of your sleep, because you have a light sleep and you have your deep sleep and you have your dream sleep, and well, let's leave it there. That when you drink alcohol, um, um, yeah, okay. When you drink alcohol, you cannot get all you cannot get enough of all the different sleep stages,
Mm-hmm.
and most of the times you don't get into your deep sleep, um, um, so you don't get enough rest. Um, so, bottom line, alcohol and sleep are not good friends for
No.
your health.
So try to limit the days on which you drink to make sure you have enough sleep throughout the week.
Yes. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that would be a
Yeah. I
viable,
think, but
usable advice.
yeah, but I think drinking alcohol is also for your immune system and also for your general health. It
Mm-hmm.
isn't the best. It isn't the best thing. It's quite bad actually. Um, uh, um, so yeah, it's quite similar to taking drugs or whatever, because it's at the end it's quite it's like poison for your liver, and your liver has to work really 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 hard to break it down. So yeah, be very wise on the alcohol intake, especially in these days that there's
A lot of
a
time.
dangerous virus outside. Yeah,
Yeah, and a lot of time to drink as well.
and a lot
So
of time to drink and a nice sun. Yeah.
yeah, so for the CrossFit crowd, if I'm not mistaken, the deep sleep, this is also when you process new skills. So if you've been practicing the snatch or another cool skill and you do not get your deep sleep after, you're missing out on some valuable PR. So there you go. So on the diet side, you already mentioned a lot of vitamins and minerals. So it
Hmm.
seems logical that you could also take supplements to ingest those into your factory. What are your thoughts there?
Um, Let me break that up in 2 parts, because and the first part is when you have a healthy diet which contains enough vegetables and fruits and fibers throughout the day from natural ingredients, like actual vegetables and fruit. Um, you probably get enough vitamins and minerals for your body to maintain a proper healthy condition. But in some cases, such as people with very busy jobs, or also having playing a lot of sports and physical activities, or also when you're already a bit behind in your immune system. So when you're a little bit of, well, am I getting the cold? Yes or no? Like the in between phase. That can be reasons to um, give your body just a bit extra of vitamins and minerals with a supplement that can help you in those times. Yeah. So yes, it can help you, but it's not necessarily, especially not when you're eating healthy
Okay.
and variated. Yes.
Okay. So if you want to know everything about eating healthy, either tune into the third episode of the PodCastberaden or jump into the newsletter for our nutrition challenges. You find them at the bottom of each one, and each one focus on a specific aspect, about things like portion size and how to get enough vegetables in. It's all in there. Another
Cool.
one is drinking enough water, which could also help boost your immune system. So that's like our physical health. I think everybody's experiencing that social distancing and working from home and doing everything through Zoom also has an effect on how you mentally feel. That can be a small effect or a big effect, or but when we do not really know how long this is going to take. Hopefully short. But what what can people do to boost their mental health and keep positive and uplifted?
Yeah, what I heard from friends and families around me is that they are experiencing more and more, also especially mental complaints from the being at home all the day and well, working and living and having your partner or your roommate or even also children around you, well, almost 24/7. That it's well messing. Well, it's literally messing with your head because normally you go out the door and go to work and do your work at a workplace, or for some people at a bar or cafe or a flex werk plek. But that's also, all those things are outside the house and is a different place where you work than where you live. And nowadays you see that everything is the same. So your living room is not only your living room, but also your working room, because probably you're working from your dinner table, and you remove your dinner table if you put it against the wall to do your burpees and your sit-ups at the end of the day or in the morning. So you see that everything is at home and between those four walls, and that messes with your head because normally you leave work and you leave your work at work. And then you come home and you remove your tie or your fancy dress or your shoes, and you put on your sweatpants and well, and go cook or sports or just be a couch potato for a while. And that's very healthy to do. But now is a lot of people, well, don't even put on their tie or whatever for work because, well, nobody sees. Only for your Zoom conference call you dress up, and only the bottom half because of the top half, because the bottom half is under the table and nobody can see it. So there are big changes, which well, messes with the rhythm and the rhythm that we have, the work private rhythm. To keep yourself healthy and mentally healthy in that way is to make sure that you maintain as much of that rhythm as possible. So in case you can sleep till you can sleep in and wake up at 10 or 11 without an alarm clock. Just set your alarm clock like you would normally do on a working day. And then also get out of bed, go to the shower, dress up nice, put on makeup, or even put on a tie as a guy, just so you feel
this is my work me.
This is my working me. And you go to your work, you do your work, and as good as possible as you can at home. And when you're done working, also remove the tie and remove your outfit, your working outfit, and make it your home outfit or your cooking outfit or your sport outfit, because then there's a mental switch that gets triggered and goes from, oh, now I leave work because I'm removing my tie or my makeup, and I'm getting into my sports mode because I'm getting my sports clothes on, and that keeps us sane. And that rhythm is really necessary for people, because people actually love very balanced and how do you call it, structure, a lot of structure in their day. So keep that structure, like going to bed, waking up, having 3 meals a day, having your coffee break as you would normally do. All those small things are very important now more than ever, I think.
Yeah, I can totally imagine. Like if you name any person that trains at CrossFit Vastberaden, I can tell you what is their favorite spot in the gym to put their barbell. Everybody has a favorite spot, and I think in a very small scale, that's probably how most people, live their lives.
Certainly, yeah. The same spot on the seat on the bus, or even in the changing room, the same shower they always use. It's the natural habitat of humans. Yeah.
So create a structure. I see you outside a lot with your girlfriend Rose, the amazing triathlete. A lot of biking and running. I think getting fresh air, getting a change of scenery, that I can imagine that's also really important in a situation like this, right?
Yeah. You have to, at some point you have to get out of the house and get some fresh air, get in some sun rays, the wind in your hair, just make a small walk, and if you're worried about the crowd outside, just do it really early or in the afternoon, that the streets are less crowded. That's also very important. Yeah.
If you go out on a road bike, do you need to wear pink sunglasses?
Pink sunglasses, because you always see them with
like you do.
Yeah, to be very optimistic. Yeah, no. Maybe we should ask Kim or Michelle a question like that, because I think they're more into the fashion than I am.
Yeah, but even when you go out for a bike ride, dress up the part. That's then
you're
the biking you. So finally, Tim, what can you tell us about the role between mental health and Lego techniques?
I have a lot of experience with that. For the people that don't know, when when the stay home quarantine started, I bought this big ass Lego Technic Land Rover, just to keep me busy. And it worked really well. It still does, actually, because when I think I'm getting bored, I grab it and I play with it, or I just look at it. And but the process of making something and completing it, it's giving you small rewards, and you get really happy of it. So yeah, if you're feeling down, just go build something, because uh, seeing becoming something bigger, something real, that gives you a lot of satisfaction.
Cool.
So I can advise it, yeah, to anyone.
Yeah, so is that something you would regularly do? Build a Lego Technics Jeep, or is this inspired by the quarantine or
This was
intelligent lockdown?
no, yeah, or intelligent, yeah, that's how we call it, yeah. Um, no, it was quite. It was actually inspired by the intelligent lockdown.
Cool. So maybe that's
Yeah,
that's a fun idea as well for people. Besides creating that structure that reminds you of your regular life, to do something completely new, something playful or creative, something that taps into that reward system that's built into the brain, and that's why I also think a lot of people really like CrossFit. You have the scores, you have the rewards, you have the high fives.
yeah,
Probably also explains why there's no flour left in my supermarket. Everybody's baking and cooking.
yeah. I also did this baking experiment. I made krentenbollen,
Yeah. Oh, I saw them.
but yeah, they were delicious. But I wanted to make them for over a week or maybe two, but there was
Mm-hmm.
never flour, and also yeast was
Mm-hmm.
not was not at store was not for sale in the supermarket. It was always gone and sold out. Um, but then the urge to make my Canterbury just become so high, and I went to my local bakery,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked them if they could sell me some flour and yeast, because I wanted to make the Canterbury so bad. And they did it. So I got this big uh, big was like 2 kilos of flour, and I think 100 grams of fresh yeast, so I could start my baking experiments. So yeah,
Nice.
that's also a tip for people that really
Yeah.
want to bake, but are so sad that it's always sold out. Ask your bakery.
Yeah. Tim is like a modern time Bear Grylls people. If you need survival tips, call Tim. Okay, awesome, man. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this chat, and I definitely took a lot away from it myself. So I hope other people will do that too. Um, yeah, thank you so much. I hope to see you
You're welcome.
in real life again real soon.
Same, Vincent.
Cool. Thanks, man. See ya.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.